Hello and welcome to the week 4 of my coronavirus time capsule. Today I have been asked to teach you a useful skill that I have been using in quarantine. Now I thought it would be useful to teach you a little skill that I've been using in order to ensure social distancing. Now whether you are going out and buying medicine or food, or whether you are an essential worker, or whether you are simply going out to applaud our brave NHS workers, it is useful to ensure that people stay away from you. One method to do this may be to not shower for a week, but that is fairly disgusting. So instead, we're going to look at how to use a longsword, and maybe various other medieval weaponry. So the style of weaponry we're going to use today is a longsword. This is definitely a longsword, not a broom handle. And the style of martial art we're going to use is called HEMA, which stands for Historical European Martial Arts, which not only looks at longswords, but that's what we're going to use today. As for the longsword itself, here we have the blade, this is the tip or point, here we have the quillions, the handle and the pobble, and this entire bottom bit is known as the hilt, and altogether it comes in around 45 inches. This is slightly longer, but I couldn't get a real longsword. If you want to know, a real longsword costs around £400, and a custom-made one costs around £800. Fun stuff. First off, we're going to look at how to hold the thing. You want your dominant hand as close to the quillions as you can, and then you want the other hand underneath it. You don't want it on the pommel. The pommel is very important. It acts as a counterbalance for your sword swings to sort of stop it there. Yeah, that's the sort of stance you want. You want a nice loose grip. A good way to practice that is holding it with the bottom fingers and not the top two fingers, and that way it's nice and loose. Contrary to what you may see in shows like Game of Thrones, a longsword isn't for sort of big swings like that. The longsword is actually relatively light and is relatively sort of nimble. If you're doing a big swing, you don't need to have the whole big thing like that. You don't need to stop. There are much better sword people than me who can just sort of dish it out without stopping. The proper footwork is you sort of want it wide like that, with about a foot in between your feet. Funny that. And you want to hold it upright. Now, a thing that they always used to do back in the day when they were starting is that they would always start with like a quick sort of strike. The way you want to do that is you sort of want to push it forward and stop it like that. You want to have your grip loose so you're not like rigidly pushing it like that, but you want to let the sword do the work. An important thing to keep in mind is that you want to let the sword lead, because this is not only your offense but also your defense. So if someone else on the street just happened to have a sword, you want to make sure that the sword is first before you. Your number one priority is not getting stabbed, and also not letting anyone near you. So you always want to make sure you have a sword distance in between the two. When you're moving as well, you don't want to move forward because you don't want to get close to them. Instead, you sort of want to move around. So you want to make space for your sword and then move in there. So how it would usually turn out is you'd start off with a quick strike like that, and then you would sort of nimbly, if you ended up in a clash with their sword, you want to nimbly sort of maneuver around, hoping to jab them in whatever hurts. Another method you could use is you can also retreat, so if it's like that and you want to move, you can bring it back, but also get in a little slicing motion in there with the point. One thing to note about sort of counter-attacks is that this is the strong bit of the sword, as it's closer to where you're holding it and it's around the centre of gravity, and this is the weak end. So if someone else was coming at you with a sword because they don't like social distancing for whatever reason, you could counter their attack by taking their attack on the strong bit of the sword and then slicing them with the weak end like that, or something or other. Yeah, this is a pretty good method of keeping people away from you, not only because you look really funny when you're holding a sword, because who holds a sword these days, and why would you even hold a deadly weapon out in the street like that, but no one wants to really get near there. So yeah, that is how you ensure social distancing. Thank you very much.
So this is less than lockdown, and what all my body parts thinks actually happening. So there's me, in reality, doing the work. This here is what my muscles think's going on.
Oh, well, this is nice.
This has been nominated for almost 5k runs. Next up, my brain. And finally, my stomach.
Yeah! Woo, let's go! What?
He's not the smartest. Really? Hunger strike? I require sustenance. No? I hoped you wouldn't have to come to this. Excuse me? What the fuck? Excuse me? What the fuck? Excuse me? What the fuck? What? I'm hungry. Did you say something, Ted? What? No. No. No, sir.
Right. Today's lesson is how to productively spend time during lockdown. First of all, get yourself a PlayStation or an Xbox, any form of that. So once you get them, go on to Amazon and find all the games you want. Like Jedi Fallen Order, apparently Crash Bandicoot's back, Red Dead Redemption, Call of Duty, any of them. Get your life savings and spend all of them on these games. Because let's be realistic, we got nothing better to do, and who can be bothered to actually be productive?
Is it your tattoos or golden grill that makes me feel this way? Got me spinning like a ballerina, feeling gangsta every time I see ya. You're the king and baby, I'm the queen of disaster.
Dear college, I miss you. I miss everything about you. So much so, I have written a list of everything I wish I could have back. I'm afraid it's a long list. I miss waking up at 5 and dragging myself onto a 6:30 train. I miss the half-asleep Costa coffee I had at Guildford Station every morning. I miss walking into lessons, seeing my friends who were also 5 minutes late. I miss the laughter across the tables of my Monday morning drama class. I miss the runs to the coffee shop for lunch with friends, or all squeezing into 2 cars, because an hour and a half is definitely enough time for spoons. I miss the mid-afternoon naps on the sofa in drama. I miss being caught with that coffee we were never supposed to have in the drama block. I miss running from my last lesson to get ready for that 4:30 rehearsal. I miss walking down the hill at night with everyone, sweating and exhausted. I miss getting home at 9:30. I miss submitting my coursework at the deadline and finally sleeping. I miss the weekly routine. I miss the shows every so often on a Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. I miss realising you don't have a ticket and running to Tari in the office asking if you can do the box office. I miss falling down the drama block stairs. I miss smuggling a bottle of wine in most Fridays and putting my bag down to hear that clank and praying nobody heard it. I miss the feeling of walking off that stage in 816 after that last show or that last exam when it finally went perfect. But most of all, I miss the people. The teachers who were there no matter what. The classmates that made the most boring of lessons amusing. The friends who stuck through good and bad. But ultimately, I miss college.
So, what I have learnt during lockdown that I haven't learned at home is how to relax. That's one thing, but that's not the key. That's not a key skill you've learned. But the key skill you learn is love and passion for other people, I feel. because in lockdown you really start to see what people mean to you, and life without them would be hard for a long time. And it just shows that people you surround yourself with, like people from Class Action, like really impacted me and how I changed and how I started liking life and living to the maximum. But yeah, so little plan of how to get this key skill is surround yourself with people who love you for you, and find new people, meet new people. Don't be scared to speak to new people. If you have something in common, go for it, because that's what I struggled at school, that there was no one who was on the same wavelength as me, because I'm in my own world. But I went to Godalming, met the same people, and now it just showed how much love and passion I have, and that's the skill I've grown during this, to love and to cherish these people that have changed my life for the better. So what you need to do, my friends, is find people who care about you, both ways. You've got to care about them and they care about you. People who have time for you, who message you, who FaceTime you, who do crazy shit with you, like bake off over FaceTime what me and my friend doing, play tennis over FaceTime what me and my friend doing, just to feel that connection, because a lot of people don't have that, and that's what a key skill I feel like you guys should learn during this lockdown, is to have to love and care and have a bit of fun while relaxing.
Good morning, and today on our lockdown curriculum we shall be learning how to resist the alcohol. Now this is a lesson which many of us will need to learn during this lockdown, and I shall be showing you the renowned reach and slap technique. This method can also be applied to snacks or cake or any form of carbohydrates you may be packing into your mouth because you are comfort eating. So, as I shall demonstrate, the technique goes, you're reaching for the alcohol, but you slap the hand away. Reach and slap the hand away. I'll show you a video tutorial. Right, reach and slap. Reach and slap. Okay, alright. Right. Reach and slap. 10 minutes later. Oh, sorry, I just missed the pub.